happy that I'm feeling better, that I can make another video about how a lot of people are currently feeling. You all know that I've been so busy with life in general, like everybody has. 2020, 2022 is coming to a close really soon. So, it's definitely like that energy, that time of the year where, it's time to get priorities, together, look over your year and, figure out how things are going for you in your life. It's definitely that time of the year. I don't get spooked out. I don't get spooked out by Mercury retrogrades. I know that we've had, currently when I'm making this video, we have Virgo and Venus. And I think Virgo, I wish I actually had that placement. I do have, I do have Virgo third house, but I don't have Virgo and Venus. I have Scorpio and Venus. And for those who have Scorpio and Venus, you guys know what a delight Scorpio and Venus is. It's very intense. It's extreme. But the time that I'm making this video is with Virgo and Venus. And before I get into the bulk of the video, gonna say a couple things here, segueing into each other that make sense, that kind of blend into the message. Virgo and Venus is amazing because, at least for me and hopefully for a lot of you, it talks about organization. It talks about organization. It talks about flow, schedule, routine, priorities. I think that Virgo and Venus is amazing when it comes to manifestation. So if you guys didn't peep that, peep it, because Virgo and Venus is really good for redecorating, getting rid of things, decluttering, organizing, cleaning, rearranging, putting things in alignment, putting things in position that maybe on a different day, a different placement, you weren't really able to see things clearly, like you couldn't really see the forest in the tree, so to speak. And it kind of became a thing where you're like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. But whenever Virgo is in Venus, it is an amazing time to get that downtime when you can find it, to look at everything and ask yourself, okay, is this benefiting me? Is my current get up schedule benefiting me? Is maybe the car you're driving benefiting you? Or is it draining your bank account? Things like that, where maybe, obviously, if a retrograde's involved, you can't just, click your fingers and make a big decision. But I say that regardless of retrogrades, if you do feel a strong pull in a certain direction to do something, regardless of retrogrades, I always say do it. Some people say, don't apply for a job, don't buy anything big, don't get back with that I mean, okay, but like, there's exceptions. There's exceptions. Some people, it is just, and this may sound kind of kooky, but it's true. And I've seen it in my own life. And I'm sure you all, if you guys looked in your own life, you've seen it in your own life as well. Sometimes the weirdest seasons of the year, especially with all the retrogrades and full moons and eclipses and this and that, sometimes those times in the year are the most prosperous for you. So just because, somebody on social media says, don't do this, don't do that, does not mean that that applies to your life. Like, for example, if you're moving to a different apartment and someone says, don't move to a different apartment, re-sign on another lease because you shouldn't be moving heavy boxes during retrograde, that's nonsense. That's nonsense. If it's your time to leave that apartment, leave an apartment. You know what I'm saying? So just be very mindful of like the retrograde jargon. It's nothing to fear. And people who are, I would say, they're experts. They've done a lot of research. They've lived long enough. That does help. They know that, it's nothing to fear. You know what I'm saying? Like a heavy placement, a really standalone, standout season like Virgo and Venus, things like that. It may sound scary, but like if you actually just look at it a little closer and step back at the same time, look at the bigger picture, you'll see that, okay, wait, there's something that this could help me with, but in the bigger picture, I may not see it yet. I may not understand it, but there is something to gain. There's something to gain for every season of the year. So to me, it's like the end of the year. A lot of people are like, oh, it's still summer. Summer's not over. It's almost over. Like for me, summer is wrapped up in a pretty bow. Summer is over. Summer is over. And 2022 is coming to a close. That's how I see it for me, because my mind is already on, okay, so this is the message of the video, is like, it's time to start again. You see what I'm saying? Like for a lot of people, they feel that there's a new chapter, there's a new book, there's something that needs to be, it needs to happen. Okay. And like I said, it's outside of astrological terms, it's outside of the norm. It's just a season in the year, or a season in your life. You need to drink something. Where, oh, it's so good. Just a season in your life where it's time to switch things up. It's time to look at it again, reconsider some things. And like I always say, when I feel led to, be careful what you wish for. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so important to have a good amount of time to really think through things, because, sometimes emotions, hormones, what's happening in the world, work, responsibilities, sometimes these outside things can really cloud our judgment. That's why I always say, make sure that it's your decision, make sure that it's your mind, make sure that it's what your soul is speaking to you and telling you to do. It's very important, especially towards the end of the year, which I feel it is. Some don't, I do. Okay, it's September going into my birthday month, October, November, December. To me, it's end of the year. It's end of the year buzz. You feel me? So this is a great time, really, 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 to manifest. Close the year with a bang. So if you wanted any, encouragement or inspiration in terms of, what to do for the rest of the year, manifest, start over. Something didn't work out, okay, start again. Maybe you manifested the wrong thing. Maybe you left something out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you didn't pray for what you really needed to pray for. Maybe once you got in a certain situation or relationship or whatever, you realize that, hold up, I forgot to add this and I forgot to include that. So this is a good time, if you're watching this video, it's not a mistake, this is a good time to maybe tweak some things, tweak some things, figure out where you can get your needs met, because, that's what it's about. It's really about you filling up your own cup. You filling up your own cup, the objects, the bling, the glamour, the people, the lovers, this is all bonus. You know what I'm saying? These are all ways in which the universe is meeting your demands. But how those demands get met is a whole different story. Right? How those demands get met is a whole different story. So sometimes not sometimes, well, every now and then, we get to a point in life where it's time to start again. It's time to wipe the slate clean. And I think that with Virgo and Venus, I can't think of a better time, because if, at least for me and a lot of people I've seen on social media, they've been having a hard time. But for the majority, it's really been about a renewal of freshness. It kind of has a weird spring feeling. By no means is this spring. This is fall, autumn, fall season. And then, of course, towards the very end of the year is the winter season, which I love. I love fall, autumn, and winter. regardless of the temperature. I just like that time of the year. You know what I'm saying? I think that summer is normally very brutal, very taxing, very draining, and especially as we've seen with the world, a lot of ish goes down during the summer months. You know, a lot of craziness happens, so it's very unstable. But the good thing about this season now, and whenever you watch this video, whatever season you're in, is you can make it stable, right? You can make it stable. There's things that your eye, your mind, your being is picking up on and saying, I could do without that. I could donate that. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe something in you is saying, I would like to have a different work schedule. I don't want to work weekends. Let me try to manifest either in a new job or a current job where I can work Monday through Friday and get home for dinner. It's that kind of energy that I feel. It's that kind of energy that I feel I need to speak on in this video. And nothing is wrong with that. You've not failed. You've not made a mistake. You've not tripped up. You've not gone, doolally. You're not stupid. You're not dumb. If life is not going the way you want, we have a thing called time. We could either use time to be against us or we could use time to be for us. So it's really about discernment. You know what I'm saying? Like the basis comes from discernment. So you have to discern the seasons in your life, and this is what humans have such a hard time with is change, is improvement, is enhancement, is adapting. I think that the current state of the world has shown that, humans freak out. Humans freak out when something all of a sudden is no longer there, no longer available, gone, changed. And so I think even going into, if I could say this honestly, going into 2023, it's about adaptation. It's about going with the flow. How well do you go with the flow? Plans interrupted, things, ball dropped here, walkouts, change mind, change perspective. Like, I think that from 2020 and up, it's been a great couple of years to see how mentally strong and tough we all are. I think it's been a great test trial to see, okay, can you really handle when everything is not going your way? Can you really handle if, the way that you used to go to work or the way you used to do things or business or whatever, are you able to shift into a higher level of consciousness where you're still able to achieve and get done and complete everything you need to do without the permission of the so-called, seasons or universe or any other external energy affecting you? That is something that most humans cannot do. Most humans do not know how to adapt. They do not know how to rethink, recalibrate, re-strategize how they're going to make it. So this is a time, this is a time for that, for real. And good news, I'm still recovering, you all. I had a very busy week. I was very tired at work. And I've had to take some cold medicine, which I don't even have a cold. It's just my throat is tired. I'm tired. But I've been making it through. I've been all right, you all. Don't worry. But yeah, what I was saying is like, if you've survived 2020, you've survived 2021, you've survived all those years, you should have no problem with 2023 or any other year. That's my opinion. If you survived 2019, 2020, 2021, then you should have no problem doing what you got to do. Because, that was the hardest of times for a lot of people, was to accept that the way that life normally was is gone. The way that life used to be is gone. And we can no longer, just go out and breathe air the way we used to. We were living in a really weird time where we had to cover our face and we had to social distance and all types of extreme measures to protect ourselves, to protect other people. And for a lot of people, they felt hopeless because they weren't prepared. They weren't mentally prepared. They weren't financially prepared. They weren't psychologically prepared, physically prepared. They totally miscalculated the times we're living in. And the benefit of tapping into self-improvement and spiritual channels, with a little bit of splash of pop culture and fun, but mostly about enlightenment and self-improvement, like channels like my own, divination, all types of stuff. The benefit of watching channels like this is that you're ahead of the curve. You're ahead. You're ahead. And for all the people going back to 2019, 2020, 21, who didn't, who didn't know what was coming, they were totally caught off guard. You saw how people acted, fighting in stores for toilet paper, hurting themselves, you know, just going crazy because they weren't positioned. You see, they weren't positioned accurately for the times we're in. So by no means, right? By no means am I saying that 2023 is going to be better. Easier is what I should say. I don't think next year will be easier. I don't. But I do think that this will be a great season in all of our lives to continue to show us what we're made of. This is what it's all about. We were lucky enough to be birthed into a world at a time like this where we have to be spiritual. You know, you have to have faith, you know? You have to have confidence in yourself. You have to have a belief in the impossible. You cannot survive in a world like this without having some kind of mechanism. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't. You just can't. So we've had to, whether we like it or not, we've had to adapt. All of us have had to adapt in our relationships, at work, at home, in the world, outside, going to the mall, going to the movies, going on vacation. Even vacation is different. Glory to God, I was able to go on vacation this year. In a long vacation, a good vacation, a proper vacation. And even that was different. You know what I'm saying? The way that we used to live before all the pandemics, you go on vacation, you're not caring about who's coughing next to you. You're not worried about who's itching next to you. You're not worried about none of that. You know what I'm saying? Or what foreign country or person wants to hurt you or hurt your fellow citizens just because of economics and war and all this stuff. We've never lived in a time so chaotic. You know what I'm saying? We've never lived in a time like this before. None of us have. So except past lives, if you believe in past lives. But I'm saying about this life right now, here and now, we've never experienced this. So we have to give ourselves grace. We have to really take it easy on ourselves. And that's one thing that I think this year I've learned is leave people where they're at, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to convince nobody of nothing. Live your life. Take care of yourself, bro. Somebody don't like how you switched up. Somebody don't like what you say. Somebody don't like you. It doesn't matter. It don't matter, Even when it comes to celebrities, we all know that celebrities are a lot of people's entertainment and conversation, all that. But to be real, if people that do cover celebrities, to be real, at the end of the day, it's their life, it's their business, and I've always said that. I need that spray for my throat. I've had to talk so much for work. It's exhausting. But you feel me? I'm talking about real life now, real talk. who gives a ish? Who cares? Like, no matter how much hate or love a celebrity gets, they're still gonna live their life. And that's what I always look at. Whether I admire a celebrity or don't care for a celebrity, at the end of the day, it really don't matter because because I have my life, and they have their life. And so is the same with people and situations in life. We're all going to look at things different. We're all going to feel different. We're all going to feel some kind of way. And at the end of the day, who cares? As long as you taking care of yourself, as long as you're healthy, who cares? So this year, this season has been very good. For people who do a lot of introspection, a lot of going within, this has been a good season. Now, if you've missed out on that, I feel bad for you because you may not get this time again. Next year may be even wilder, busier schedules, more responsibilities. Maybe those of you will have kids for the first time and, then playtime is over. You go from being a single person or you go from being in a relationship to now you have a family of 4. Some of y'all going to have kids next year or, extend your family, whatever the case may be. You may not have that time to sit and sit in a chair and relax and woosah. I've taken advantage of that, like, for real. In my life, I have taken advantage of those moments where I could say, I don't have no kids right now. I don't have nobody pulling on my leg. I got my bills. I got me. I don't take care of nobody. I take care of me and I'm good. That makes me happy. That makes me sleep at night. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm well aware that, okay, things change. This is what I'm talking about. Things and seasons change. Our life will change. Time changes things, right? So that's why I'm saying be present. Be present. Be in the moment. Take advantage of now. Take advantage of now. There's something toxic in your life. There's a toxic person, toxic situation, toxic work environment, whatever the heck it is. Do not waste your life living like that. Do not waste your time, your energy, your resources, your breath. Spare yourself, save yourself, and get out of that. That has been the best thing I've done as well this year that I can share with you all. I don't hold on to people I don't like. I just don't. I don't hold on to people that I think are bitches and assholes. And let me not curse because YouTube, we know, is sensitive these days. Never used to be like this, but now it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, leave people where they're at, bro. Leave people where they're at. Focus on you. And as long as you focus on what you want for yourself and you're manifesting what you need to manifest, not just want to manifest, you need to manifest. Like in this current matrix, we have to have money, paper money, crypto, digital money, checking account, savings. Sadly, we have to have these things, right? So we don't like it. All of us who are awakened and have gone into the void, you've had dark night of the soul. I talked about that briefly in my last video. I think I had another awakening for real. Like, whoa. And we don't like it. We think it's pathetic. We think that this current system is stupid, right? We all think that. But we're not of the, this is why people say this. We're not of the world, but we're living in the world, sadly. So we can't neglect responsibilities. We can't get up one day and say, okay, I'm not going to pay my car. I'm not going to pay my rent. I'm not going to pay my mortgage bill. But I want to live on the land free. They'll come jack your shit. You'll see the repo man. In fact, I've seen that a lot. Whoa, not to get off topic, but golly. About 2.5 weeks, no, about a week and a half ago, I was going grocery shopping, and I had to pick up. I don't even really like shopping. Really, I don't really like shopping. I don't mind shopping for like, antiques and collectible stuff, but like when it comes to like just everyday shopping, like groceries, convenience store, I don't really like it. I noticed that it's a bit annoying. It's a bit waste of time, in my opinion. And the amount of cars I saw repoed, I was like, what is going on? So, right, to my point, to my point, to my point, to my point. You neglect your responsibilities, and sadly, somebody who's in charge of what you got will take it. That's life. You don't pay your car, repo man gonna take your car. Okay? You don't pay your mortgage, your home goes in foreclosure. You don't pay your rent, you get an eviction notice. Okay? This is the matrix, this is life. But what I'm saying is, you are living in the world, but you're not of it. You're living in the world, but you're not of it, which means you don't have to emotionally inject yourself. Okay, this is another secret this is another thing I'm working on this year. Okay, I've been working on this tactic all year, is being responsible, taking care of what I gotta take care of, but not putting my emotions in it. I don't waste my emotional energy on just paying bills. Bills gotta get paid regardless. I don't have to have an emotion tied to it. I don't have to let the matrix tie my physical energy and emotions into paying a bill. Bills got to get paid regardless. Bills will always, until something massively changes in the system, in this world, bills will always have to get paid. Every week, some people every day, every month. Whether you got employees, whether you got assistants, whether you got business store expenses, whatever. People got to get paid. You feel me? So, but there's a tactic to it. There's a method to the madness where you don't have to put your energy into mundane things. That's mundane. Paying bills is mundane, right? Putting gas in your car is mundane. It's a necessity. It has to be done, right? If gas is not in your car, you can't go to work. You can't go to the park. You can't go to the beach. You can't go to go food shopping. These are all basic things, but the matrix sets it up in a way where they want you to use your emotional energy to give a damn, to overthink everything, to stress yourself out. Like, for example, when the first pandemic hit, oh, if you don't get the stuff now, you're not going to have no water. You're not going to have no toilet tissue. There was a lot of fear mongering, a lot of hoarding, a lot of people panicking. And in the end, guess what? We all got our supplies, right? We all got our supplies. Maybe some weeks were rough where they didn't have Lysol or they didn't have a cleaning product. That's all right. But we all got it, didn't we? So the Matrix likes to psych us up for entertainment. There is beings, there is forces out there that harvest on that. And I want to repeat that. There is beings, there is source energy out there that is not pure, that is not good energy, that wants us, you and me, to stress about everything, to see everything in a negative light. It does. And so we have to be smart enough and strong enough to override that. Every time a challenge comes up, don't freak out. I know in times we're living in, it's easy to freak out. Don't freak out. Just be calm. Be calm, because every storm will pass. Every storm will pass. Every hard, damnable thing you've ever gone through, that I've gone through, that you've gone through, we've always made it out. We've always made it through. We've never just been, left for dead, basically. Some way or another, If you want to call it a miracle, you want to call it a breakthrough, you want to call it luck, you want to call it manifestation, happens for us. It happens. And especially if you expect something good to happen, it will happen. Let me repeat. If you expect something good to happen, it is easier for you to be a magnet for better things to happen to you, even if you're having a rough time. And if you're having a rough time, that's normal, okay? In this matrix, the what I call the emotional roller coaster of life, sadly, is normal. You know, as positive as you are, as enlightened as you are, as aware as you are, as consciously in tune as you are, you will find something will piss you off. Something in life will get to you and you'll want to spaz. You'll want to fight somebody. You're going to want to call something out. You're going to want to get revenge. Because that's a human bestiality, barbaric, low vibrational way of doing things. We've, you know, the Matrix has trained people to be like that. To want to always get revenge, to always want to be bitter, to always want to be angry, to always want to overextend ourselves when the flow, nature, the source always says, stop, rethink that, start over. Approach the situation or person in a different way. And if it's the right voice you're listening to or the right feeling, the gut intuition feeling that you're listening to, it's always going to benefit who? It's always going to benefit you. That's how you know, that's how you really know that you are in tune with the right frequency and the right vibration. If your body or your mind or something is always telling you to go against what you know, go against what you feel, that's not for you. That's people that are Christian say Satan, the devil speaking to you. Well, the ego, whatever you prefer, doesn't matter to me. Okay. Or it could be your own self-doubt, could be your own negative mind, right? Your own negative self-talk telling you something that you know it doesn't benefit you, but you're listening to it and you're like, why is this voice telling me to do that? And this is where your higher self comes in and you say, pause. Was that right there going to help me or was that right there going to harm me? And once you clock that voice, you clock that energy, you know that it's not you. It's not you. It's not your own, basically. That's a little too deep, but y'all get it. Y'all get what I'm saying. Okay. So now is the time. Okay. Now is the time to walk into your purpose, right? Now is the time to walk into everything that you came down here to do. Planet Earth, Gaia, Kaya. It's time. Okay. Now it's time to live out your reality, the reality that you want to see. Okay. Get rid of the noise. Get rid of the negative self-talk. Get rid of the distractions. Get rid of who hurt you yesterday. You know, it amazes me, the human mind, the human psyche, how some of us will be stuck on a hurt or something that hurt us or disappointed us from years ago, months ago, weeks ago. And we'll keep it in our minds, right? We'll somehow it will keep popping up in our mind or on our heart. And what we have to realize is that is not our own doing. Okay, that is when we're not aware. That is when we are distracted. That is when we're not in tune with the here and the now. Because if you are in tune with the here and the now, okay, there's no reason to focus on what happened years ago, months ago, maybe even yesterday. Okay, yesterday is gone. It does not matter. Okay, I'll repeat that. Yesterday is gone. It does not matter. Oh, snap. I'm back, y'all. My phone went dead. Oh my God. My message was way longer than I thought, but Back to what I was saying, y'all. Back to what I was saying. Thank God it saved it. Woo! See, I wasn't expecting to have the message be that long. So, 20%, 30% should have been enough, but yeah, y'all, my phone went dead. So, like I was saying, the only thing that the past has to offer us is lessons, is insight. Just make sure and peep that you're not getting caught up in, even 2020 and 2021 and all the madness and tragedy and, chaos that, in a negative way that we all experienced and continue to experience, not everything is going to be in our control, but what I've learned and I keep learning every year, is that it's so important to harness and focus on, what is in your control, right? What is in your control, and not to dwell upon what isn't. So if something has not gone your way, or if something is disappointing you, or something is making you feel low, making you feel sad, don't claim that energy. Don't take it on as your own. If you've gone through something traumatic or something's really hurt you to your core in that moment, in that present moment, it's fine to cry. It's fine to be sad, but what I'm talking about is when we're bringing the sadness of 2020, or the sadness of last month, or the sadness of 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 12 years ago, 10 years ago, 9 years ago, even 20 years ago for some people. And you're bringing that heaviness into today, into this moment, into now. And this is the problem that most human beings, for the lack of a better term, in this context, do to themselves. They're too hard on themselves. And this is something that I've had to learn myself, and that even now I'm still mastering, I'm still perfecting within myself for myself, is to not be so hard on myself. Nothing is wrong with being a high achiever. Nothing is wrong with being an overachiever. Nothing is wrong with being ambitious, right? Nothing is wrong with wanting, a fabulous life or fabulous things, or a really souped up life. Nothing is wrong with that. But what is wrong is the energy in which we're manifesting it. What is wrong is in the manner in which we are accustomed to it. Are we taking it for granted? Are we using negative energy? Are we producing a lot of negative things attached to that goal, that objective? Like, it's all about the intention. It's really all about the intention, and in the way in which you are getting those things, because the universe never sleeps, y'all. You know what I'm saying? The universe never sleeps. Like, if somebody is like, let's say for example, somebody's making a lot of money, but they're scamming people. You know what I'm saying? Like they're taking money, but they're not giving any service or product in return. You know, the universe is gonna notice that. Maybe they're getting away with it right now, but like, it's going to come back around. Just giving an example, like, it is going to come back around. Like, or if somebody's a scammy salesperson, and their way of making sales is lying to people, misinterpreting key information. Okay, like, not only is the universe going to see that, but like the government's going to see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, federal financial institutions and stuff like that is going to clock that and say, wait, these numbers don't add up. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are going to sue. So like, don't worry. I feel it's like, don't worry about who did you wrong. Don't worry about the people that are in power in the world, how they do things wrong. Don't worry, because that's not on our shoulders to control. you know if we could control every horrible politician, or every horrible scam artist, or every horrible man or woman who abuses people in relationships, like, that's not in our control. So make sure that you're not putting more on yourself that you can't even bear, and you know unrealistic. I'm saying unrealistic, and just thinking in a way that makes no sense. I'm saying, like, just be careful of your mind tricking you. to take responsibility for pain and hurt that was never yours to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Like, people that do believe in God, they say give it to God, or let go and let God, or whatever. Like, yeah, it's very true. You can't go through life happy, healthy, aware, clearness of mind, clarity of thought, if you're stuck on yesterday, if you're stuck on what didn't work, if you're stuck on being hard on yourself. How can you progress if you have all this weight weighing you down, So do yourself a favor. You know what I'm saying? Do yourself a favor and let go of anything. When I say anything, if it's out of my voice, I mean anything. Anything that is making you feel negative, that is self-inflicted, that you're aware of, whether a person or it's your own doing. Stop it. Cut it loose. Let it go. Push the toxic out, push the negative out, and say no more. You know what I'm saying? And from that point on, don't continue to be hard on yourself, right? Give yourself grace. If you find yourself angry about something that happened a long time ago, or angry at the world, even angry at the way the world is, living in this world, like, okay, what are you going to do about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't let things get to you. You can't let things get to you. I'll repeat that. You can't let things get to you. Life is going to continue with or without any of us, on the real. God forbid. Like, we've seen how we've had lost loved ones, we've had lost people we looked up to, even people to this day. I'm seeing another boost of celebrities, for example, losing their lives, losing their minds. You don't have to look very far. In fact, the other day, just yesterday, actually, there's something that's on Twitter with Carol Delevingne, Justin Bieber, and Shawn Mendes. These people all got mental health issues, for real. And each of them in their own special way have spoken out about how hard it is to have their life. So this is why I always take pride, and I always tell y'all, don't covet and don't lust after what somebody else has. You know what I'm saying? On the real, because you don't know what they've had to do to get that. You know what I'm saying? Just like if there's somebody in my neighborhood who's driving much older car than me, and I'm driving, a brand new car, that person doesn't know how hard I've had to work to get that car. You know what I'm saying? Whereas that person driving that older car, maybe their parents gave them that car and it's paid off. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know. Focus on yourself. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, celebrities are always a good example of what can go wrong when we're not aware of ourselves, when we're not conscious, when we let money and people's opinions of us rob us of our joy, for real, and put us 6 feet under or drill us into the ground because we're caught up in the matrix, we're caught up in these illusions. How many handbags, how many cars, how many lovers does a person need to have be happy? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, throwing a little pop culture in here just because I feel it's good for the example. Like Leonardo DiCaprio, like, look at how social media was clowning him because he can't seem to date nobody or keep nobody over 25 years old, and he's over 40 years old. You know what I'm saying? But that's his life. You see what I'm saying? And to all of us, we're like, this guy's weird. Like, what's up with him? But in his life, in his mind, it's fine. It's natural to not ever date nobody older than 25. So life has a weird way of showing people that, they're going to do them. We don't have to like it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to do you. And people in your life don't have to like it. Like, that's how life is. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you're good and you're benefiting, you're Gucci. You know what I'm saying? As long as what you want in your life is happening the way you want it and to the best of your ability, to the best of any ability, you have nothing to worry about. So everything this year that you failed at, you feel you didn't do good at, you feel like you had all these high goals you didn't meet. So what? You know what I'm saying? Start again. Try again. Manifest again. Who cares? Like, who cares? You know, living in this vessel, in this life, is not permanent. You know, and this is what people are afraid of. But like, it's not permanent, y'all. You could live to 100. You could live to 200 years old in the same body, skin and bones you have right now. But you're not going to be here forever. You know, storms don't last forever. You know, the difficulty we're seeing in the world right now is not going to last forever. It may last for a long time. Don't get me wrong, right? But it's not going to impact us in a way where we have to let it rob us of our personal freedom and joy. We could still choose to get up every day and look for the positive. Or we could choose to buckle, you know what I'm saying? Or those people out here that have chosen to buckle and succumb to addiction and take themselves out of this world, rest in peace, is a choice, you know? And I don't judge either way because I know how hard life can be. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've all gone through our very dark moments, whether it's a spiritual journey or not. We've all been there where we've had just a really bad day. You know what I'm saying? But to act upon it, to act upon those negative, those fears, those phobias is a choice. And the ultimate judge of those choices is not us, it's something higher. Is something higher. So I just don't judge. You know, people that take themselves out of here, I don't judge because like I see how hard it is. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that what can we do to make it better? What can you do for yourself to make it better? That's the ultimate. You see what I'm saying? How can you, before the year ends, before the month ends, how can you feel proud and happy with what you've done in your own life? You know, look at all the things that you've overcome. Look at all the negative, the bad days you've overcome. And keep focused on that, not on how bad the world is. Focus on, wow, you know, that was a really hard time in my life. Really hard time in my life. And I still made it through. You know, do you ever give yourself the credit? You know, this is also something that I'm sure a lot of you can feel. And I've also been there where you're so quick to look at what you haven't done or what you need to do or what's not working, but you're not looking at what is working, right? You're not looking at how good you are. You're not appreciating yourself. You're not giving yourself no self-care. You're just working yourself into the ground, you know. Some people don't take showers. Some people don't sleep, you know, 6 to 8 hours a night. You know, they stay up and bleach themselves and get bags and all types of crazy things because they don't think that they're good enough until they do X, Y, or Z. But there's no balance in their life. There's no happiness in their life. They're just chasing a dangling carrot. They're just in the rat race. They're just chasing meaningless things. Like I said, you know, how many cars, how many purses, how many houses does a person need to be happy? You know, you only need one. You only need one nice purse. You only need one faithful partner. You only need one good car that works. You don't need several. You don't need several. You know, who who told you that you need to be larger than life to have people respect you? People respect you right now. There's some of you watch me where you're saying to yourself, I'm not a manager yet. I ain't got a promotion yet. I don't got a house yet. I don't got this. I don't got maybe even a car yet. You know, and you're hard on yourself. Why are you hard on yourself? If you're doing the best you can, why are you hard on yourself? Why are you talking down to yourself? And here's the thing, if you talk down to yourself, other people are going to talk down to you. That's how it works. If you're mean to yourself, others are going to be mean to you. But if you take care of yourself, if you love yourself, regardless of how you look, nothing to do with how you look, if you just take care of you within your heart, your soul, people will put out a helping hand to you. Trust me when I tell you, if your intentions are pure in life, people will look out for you. Yes. And people will be drawn to sow into your life. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes, I have a friend where she always would tell me, she's married, she's kids, she would tell me, I'm not good at receiving. I'm not good at people, helping me. And I said to her, why? What is it within you that's stopping you from accepting help, accepting love, accepting people caring about you, celebrating you? Something is up here that's telling you here that you're not good enough, that you're not worthy of love, you're not worthy of success, you're not worthy of stability. But you are, though. But you are. And you gotta tell, and see, it starts with you. You know what I'm saying? It starts with us, all of us taking responsibility for ourselves. There's no excuse to giving yourself grace, to not giving yourself grace. Give yourself grace, give yourself mercy. If you're tired, sleep. You work 8 hours a day, you work 5 hours a day, you work an hour a day. I don't care how long you work, I don't care what you do. Right? Don't burn yourself into the ground trying to impress other people. It's not worth it. Trust me, I've been there. It's not worth it. Be on the edge of a mental health crisis because you want to be somebody. But you are somebody. And that's how social media and the Matrix has all caught so many young people. They tell them, if you're not driving a Mercedes Benz, you're not driving a Bugatti, you're not living in a Rodeo Drive, you're not living, in Beverly Hills, you're nobody. This is all the programming. But see, regardless of all of that, everybody can't have a house on the hill at the same time all the time. Even in certain biblical books, or even certain religious manufactured books, they speak about how poor and rich will always dwell on this planet. Even scientists and psychologists and top key speakers that we see, even politicians, they always say, there's always going to be that group of people who are without. And I had to even accept that, because I was the kind of person that if I saw somebody asking for money and I didn't have it, I would feel guilty. And now I don't feel that, because if I had it, I would give it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's things like that. We have to kind of tweak how we think. Like, it's not our fault that somebody's homeless. It's not our fault that somebody dropped out of college. That has nothing to do with us. That's something to do with us. We don't know how that person got in that position. So you just got to focus on yourself. And where you can help, you help, When you can help, you help. But you don't take it on as like a personal burden where you're drained and you're down and out because you can't help every person in the world, That's taking it too far. That's taking it too extreme. There's always got to be a balance. Do you see what I'm saying? There's always going to be a balance to how we think about this world we're living in. So, true facts. Never in history have we always seen every single human being in a luxury vehicle at the same time. It doesn't happen. So, don't believe the programming and the hype that if you don't have this, you don't have that, you're not anybody special. Who said? Last time I checked, a car is a car. And there is some celebrities, and there is some people that are very well off that don't drive luxury vehicles. There is celebrities who still drive way smaller vehicles and they have more money in the bank than a lot of people. So it's just all programming. It's all programming. You see what I'm saying? So you have to program and wire yourself differently, where you're not hard on yourself. And you're not talking about, oh, I should have went this, I should have went harder. Like, give yourself grace. We're living in a very hard time in the world, And this is something that I had to learn to preserve my health and not get stressed out and not get drained.
I had to change how I think, y'all. And like recently, I had to think different because it was making me drained. Yeah, it was, you know? And I never have health issues. So if I'm working somewhere or whatever and I start to get health issues, it's a red flag to me because I never get sick. Like for real. I don't get sick. And if something or somebody or some situation or some place I work at is making me physically sick, I'm out of there. And if I'm not out of there, I'm switching something up. I'm pulling back some energy from somewhere. You feel me? Like I am putting up a barrier. I'm putting on a protective shield at that point because that means that something is not good for my health or not good for me, and I gotta bounce energetically, physically, or both. I'm out. I gotta get out of that. So I'm not telling y'all something that's out of a book. I'm telling y'all about life. I'm telling you all life. And you can't let this matrix get to you. You can't let the seasons get to you. Use it to your advantage. A lot of people on social media were complaining about the retrograde, complaining about Virgo and Venus, complaining about eclipses, complaining about the full moon, complaining. But it's like, okay, how can you use it to your advantage though? Yeah, it may be hard. Yeah, it may be an inconvenience. Yeah, you may not like it. But look at the flip side. How can this energy help you? That's how you have to look at it, y'all. Even if it's the most horrible situation you've ever been in your life, you can't even see the light at the end of the tunnel like that bad. Trust me when I tell you, there's going to be a lesson in that. There's going to be a glimmer of a silver lining, if you will, that you got to pay attention to something and you're missing it. You're missing the mark. You're not seeing why you're in what you're in. And you got to look closer. Sometimes you just got to look a little closer and you got to take some time for yourself. You got to take some time to breathe. And if there's people around you who don't get that, ignore them. Begin to maybe not rate them so high in your life, because anybody who's around you should be able to support you. I'm not talking about no money, I'm talking about emotionally, hearing you out, just listening to you. They should be able to do that. Who wants a bunch of friends or a bunch of people around them who can't let them just be, can't just let them just vent, you know what I'm saying? And I take pride in that. I've always been the friend where, in real life, where, off social media, where my friends can rant as much as they want, and I could do the same with my friends. I don't have to hide if I'm having a bad day. You know what I'm saying? And the same for a relationship. I don't want a relationship with somebody where all I can ever bring is good news, and I can never just be in life and let off some steam. There has to be a healthy balance, and not to complain all day, but say what you got to say and move on. Find a solution or get advice or get feedback. That's what I'm talking about, is like finding a silver lining where it looks like all hope is lost. It looks like everything is dark, everything is hidden from you. But that's not the truth. It's an illusion. It's not true. Whenever you feel like that, tell yourself, this is not my reality. This is not true. I don't claim this bad person or bad situation or bad energy. You gotta, whether you say it out loud or not, doesn't matter. But I'm saying within yourself, you gotta tell yourself, I am gonna change this. This is gonna change. It may be hard and dark and cold and extremely difficult right now, but you gotta convince yourself that no, something's gonna happen good to me. Why? Because you deserve it. Why? Because I deserve it. And every time you get yourself in that energy, things begin to change around you. You'll see it. You'll feel in the energy. Things begin to pan out in your favor because you kept the faith. You believed in yourself. You kept going. You didn't stop and give up. You didn't wave the right flag. You didn't get down on yourself. You didn't hurt yourself. You kept strong. And like, I don't know why I want to say this, but this is that S word awareness month. So I'll put this in the video because I think it's a good place to land here. Don't hurt yourself. You know what I'm saying? I was feeling this energy too, and I saw a couple people that I follow that I like were saying something similar, and I feel this as well to speak in my video. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was telling my mom yesterday, like, when God's ready to take me home, I'm going home. You know, when people, if you get offended by the word God, okay, don't get offended by the word God, okay, whatever, universe, source, whatever, okay, who cares? I'm gonna say God, all right? When God want to take me home, I have no doubt God will take me home. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how hard life get. You know, I don't care how hard life get. I'm not hurting myself. You know, I think we've all been close to it, have had thoughts, have had dark moments, but like to actually do it, like I said, is another thing. To actually cave into the negative people around you and believe what they're telling you about yourself is a choice. Is a choice. You don't have to listen to all the people in your life who are talking down at you, bad about you, have betrayed you, have told you that you're nobody. You don't have to believe that. Yeah, that evil person may want you to believe that, but you yourself, you don't have to believe that. And that's where your power, your personal power lies. And you know what they're saying is not true. You know, you ever been in a situation where you're like, I know that's not true. I know that's not true. But somebody that's hating or somebody that just don't like you, okay, it happens, or whatever, or betrayed you or backstabbed you, stay talking like they know you. They're trying to tell you who you are. But the thing is, who are you? You have to know who you are in order for those voices to be void, right? In order for those bad experiences to mean nothing to you on a personal level, you have to know who you are. So do you know who you are? Because if you don't know who you are, every voice around you, everything that happens in the world that happens bad, so-called bad to you, you'll take on as a personal title, a personal label and say, yep, they're right. Yep, that person's right. But they're wrong. But it's just what you believe. So, and also it could be a scenario where somebody's trying to make you believe or misinterpret what you say. It don't matter either way. It ain't correct. So who cares? You know what I'm saying? You know, some try to put words in your mouth. It don't matter what they do. It don't matter what they say. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. So, yeah, this is what I always say, you know, in terms of, you know, the mental health crisis and the way the world is right now. You know, I'll end on that note. It's like, you know, life has an expiration date, you know, in a physical term, in a physical way. So when that time is up, you know, when that time is up, it will be up. No need to expedite it. You know, what all these celebrities and people have done who've passed from overdoses and self-inflicted harm and drug abuse and alcoholism, what they've done is try to take matters into their own hands because they're hurting, because they're tired. Like I said, I sympathize because life can be very hard. So, you know, I would hope that the ultimate source would not punish those souls for that because they have their reasons. You know, everybody has their reasons. It's just like why one person, their lifestyle, their habit is to, you know, come home from work, light a spliff and drink. You know, whereas somebody else's habit after work is to, you know, watch TV, order a meal, cook a meal, you know, play with their pets, play with their children, you know, hug their loved one and go to sleep. Whereas somebody else's habit of nature is come home, light a spliff, drink till they're drunk, incoherent, then go jump in their car, go to a club or go to somebody's house, you know, get lit, go home and sleep, you know. Everybody has their thing. Everybody does their thing. So there's no need to pit yourself against another person. There's no need for that. There's no need for you to feel some kind of way. Just live your life. Just do what you want to do. People are always going to have something to say. Always. The world we live in is always going to be a bitch. Sometimes life can be a bitch. But that's just how it is. But what we're not going to do is take on that emotional turmoil. You know what I'm saying? Just let it be. Just let it be. So that's what I say. There's been a lot of it's been a lot of stories of late of celebrities, canceling concerts and having relationship issues and mental health issues because they're taking life too serious. That's all it is. They're getting too caught up in what somebody else is saying about them, or there's no balance in their life. There's no balance in their life. They're working like they're working themselves into a grave because they're chasing the almighty dollar. There's no balance in the person's life. And then they wonder why they have to, shoot up in themselves all these different chemicals to feel something because there's no balance in their life. There's no harmony in their being. So they look for exterior things to supply that peace. And as we all know, you cannot get peace from the outside. It's only within, right? So it's all a facade. It's all an illusion. All these outside things that we take, that we drink, that we eat, is all an illusion. It's not going to give you the ultimate peace that you're looking for. It can only do it for a short period of time, and then you have to keep getting your fix. You have to keep getting your refill. So that's why it becomes very dangerous, that kind of lifestyle. But once again, I don't judge because, see, if that's how they get by, that's how they get by. Would I waste money on drugs to get by? Absolutely not. But, a lot of people do. A lot of people do. And if that makes them sleep better at night, then great. Thank God it's there for you. But, that's how I see it. Like, life will life. Life is lifing all the time. And there's no need for you to expedite your death date in this vessel. There's no reason for you to freak out, and that's what's so crazy about it. Like, whenever I've been super worked up over something, after I finish being worked up about it, or angry or upset or whatever, I always realize that, oh my God, that was so stupid. That was for nothing. Like, that situation was not going to last anyway. So why did I expend all that energy on feeling negative when it was inevitable? Some things are just inevitable, and we have to be wiser than that, especially us who are enlightened. We have to be wiser than that. We can't keep falling for these matrix traps. We can't keep falling for the okie doke. We have to be way, way on top of it. We can't keep letting this world get to us, y'all. We can't. We can't, because it's silly. It's actually silly. And I've had those experiences where I'm like, after the fact, I'm like, why did I even get mad at that? Why did I even cry about that? In the moment, that's what my being wanted to do. So, right, like if my being wanted to cry and cry hard, which I might have cried, but if I cry, it's because I feel like there's no way out of something and I'm really upset, that's fine. But then to dwell on it and to keep doing that and to feel worse and worse is stupid. Like, if a emotion comes up, let it out, but don't stay in that energy is what I'm saying. That's the trap that the Matrix does, is try to replay it in your mind, almost make it seem like that insult that person said to you is happening right now. That happened yesterday. That happened last week. That happened last year. But the way that for some reason, the way that the makeup is in this Matrix, it's like it repeats itself. So it makes it feel like it's happening now, like it's real, but it's not. It's a trick, it's a trap. So override, override those negative feelings and understand that anything you really want to manifest or have in your life, whether a person, place, or thing, an advancement, some kind of knowledge, can come to you. But you got to be in the space to receive it. You can't keep asking for things and then your arms are closed. You can't keep expecting someone to come and be with you, but every person that you see, you're giving a stank face to. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta change some things. We all gotta change some things. You know what I'm saying? We all have to realize that it's a game. It is a game. But how many traps are we gonna fall for? Right? How many days are we going to stay angry? How many seasons in our life, how many months in our life are we going to keep being in the same place because we refuse to just forgive him and move forward with our life? How many times? So we got to get it right. Like I said, next year may not be easier for most people. Maybe more intense, more chaotic because of what we're having to pass through. And that's fine. That's life. But what I want to speak on and what I want to end the video on is be aware that you could start over as many times as you want. You could change your mind as many times as you want. You could begin to listen to your intuition as many times as you want. Now is the time to listen to your intuition. It may not make sense to somebody else, but it makes sense to you. And follow that, okay? And follow that and trust that and live in that and stand in that truth. And don't let these traps trick you, because the Matrix will set up some big traps, boy. And it's very easy to backtrack and backpedal and stay stuck, but you gotta move forward, okay? Thank you all for watching. This was an over an hour video. Did not expect it to be that long of a message, but I'm really happy that I made it. And I listened to my own videos back to, get some gemstones, get some little tidbits. I do that a lot for myself, so I know y'all will as well. That like the message and needed the message. So yeah, don't be ashamed to replay the video. Don't be ashamed to re-listen to a little point in the video that stuck with you and keep replaying it. Replay it, because that's your inner knowing, your inner being saying to you, hey, there's a way out of this. There's a way out. We just gotta have you pay attention here. We gotta have you locked in here. And once you do that, you'll see life just opens up for you. So thank you all for watching. God bless. Of course, feel free to support any way you want to by thumbsing up, subscribing, whatever, whenever. Okay? Thank you all for watching. Bye. Hope you like the message, all right? Bye.